What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. No shows over the weekend, but I did. Haven't been high volume, but yesterday I made 4 bets. I won 3 out of 4, and had the tempo plus the points, had the under in that game, had the over in the Fever game, and the one loser. It really pissed me off. I had the Storm game over. You know, 50 points, 50 something, 51 points maybe in the first quarter, first half, 90 something maybe. Paige going, looking like she's going to score 60. And for whatever reason, the coach comes out in the third quarter talking about, yeah, now we can rest. What do you need to rest for? You just had 2 days off. You got 4 days off after the next game. What do you need to rest for? It was just pissing me off. But 3-1, I'll take it. Good to be back with you, Vino. Hopefully you had a good weekend as well. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. WNBA, I played one Saturday, one Sunday, and I have kind of the same story with my play Saturday as you just told. I had the Connecticut LA game over the total. They had 54 in the first quarter. And then I don't know, somebody came and told them, hey, wait a minute, we need under in this game because I mean, they hit the brakes. But yes, they did come back with a winner on the Fever game over, so we were both on that play. Pretty easy, even without Aaliyah. Boston game was just a up and down track meet. Indiana needed that win. I almost played both ends of that game. I've told you before, I don't like playing side and total in the same game, but I really thought Indiana would bounce back with a win. They needed it. They got it. So we move on to today where we have a couple of games to start this week.
Let's see if we can start it right. We'll start with the Valkyries and the Lynx. We've seen them 2 times, one time recently. We'll see them again, this time in Minnesota. Opened up -6.5. Looks like it's down to 4.5 or 5, depending where you shop. Total open 161.5. Not a whole lot of movement there. I guess that's my bad for not having the injury report, but I'm pretty sure Courtney Williams is out. I'm just gonna verify. Here we go. WNBA today. Refresh. Courtney Williams is out. There's nobody else on the injury report for either team. We saw the Lynx get the job done last game in Golden State. We know this is important as far as seeding wise. Might be the last important game Minnesota has to play for the rest of the season. Golden State, if they have any hopes and chances of getting the number 1 seed, they need this game and just to fend off whoever's behind them. So big game. No Courtney Williams is a big deal, and I like to think that Golden State can bounce back when catching points. I'm gonna be honest, Vino. I'm at the point where I don't want to bet against this Minnesota Lynx team. I don't want to bet against Olivia Miles. I don't care if I think she's not gonna play. She'll go out there and be hitting circus shots and doing all kind of crazy madness. So she's such an amazing player. They're such an amazing team. It's hard for me to bet against them. Even though I really think I want to take the Valkyries here. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think I'm on that same wavelength, Skee. I'm trying to find reasons to take the Valkyries. They haven't beaten Minnesota in how long? It's like 8 or 9 games.
Ever.
Or never, right? Never
Yeah.
beaten.
9 games, I believe.
And so we saw last week in that game in Golden State where Minnesota locked down on defense. Haven't seen them play defense like that all season long, but that game meant something to them. And they didn't have their greatest offensive performance, but it was more than enough because they were ahead huge in that game, right? And Golden State made a little run second half, but it wasn't really ever in doubt. Couple of things here. Again, I'm trying to talk myself into Golden State. I'd like what you said because I thought the same thing. Courtney Williams out to me is a big deal. She may be a little less talked about than Olivia Miles, than Collier, than even Kayla McBride, but Courtney Williams does a lot of things on the floor to help this team. And my thought was if Gabby Williams doesn't have to defend Courtney Williams now, and I know Natalie Nakasi always talks about team defense, but man, if I was the coach of that team, I'd have her just hound McBride tonight. And then you basically have, you've trimmed Minnesota down to 2 options, right? Fee and Olivia Miles. That could hurt you. But without Williams, and if you could lock up McBride with she had 20 the first time, so you could lock her up with Gabby Williams, who's one of the best defensive players in the league, that could slow Minnesota down a little bit. Question is, can Golden State score? They've had some difficulty scoring lately. Man, Minnesota was fully healthy when they won that game last week. Not the same here. But, if we're going to sit here and go point counterpoint, you're right. If Minnesota wins this game, they clinch the number one seed, and that's it. They can, take it easy the rest of the way out. But Golden State's now only a half a game against Las Vegas for that 2 seed. And we talked about how much that college atmosphere means to them. So I'm with you. Who the heck wants to bet against Minnesota? I went back and looked to see how many times they win by 5 or less, because in my mind, I thought, man, when they win, they beat everybody by more than 5. But that's not so true. It's a little bit higher percentage. I think it was like 57%, 56% of the time they'll win by more than 5 when they win games. But it's not all the time. I don't know. Again, I haven't made a play on this. I haven't made a full decision, but I'd like to think that Golden State could come within 5 points here. I'd like to have a little more. I think that's my hesitation, Skee. I think I'd rather have like 6.5, and then I probably would have been to the window already. But 5 makes me think twice.
Yeah, fair enough. I think we can. It's a tough game. I'm moving on over to the next one. Another game that we just saw recently, right? Dream and Sparks. Dream beat the brakes off the Sparks in that last meeting. I mean, what did they have 120? I mean, they're just getting whatever they want. The Sparks, they had that how do I say? It came out that, pretty much they're tanking. They're wanting to play the bench players, etc. Neck is like, she's had enough. She's retiring. Sparks don't care anymore. Like, I like to think after you get embarrassed like that, you come back and, pride kicks in or something, but I don't think this team cares. And I know the higher ups don't even want them to win. How can you bet on a team like that? I can't. So it's dream or over just because I know the Sparks aren't playing any defense. What do you think here, Vino?
I could actually sit back and recite everything I said last Thursday, played this for clients last week, and everything that, you know, um, everything matchup wise that we talked about worked out that day. A couple of things I'll just re-mention, and we've repeated this time and time again. Atlanta finds a defense that is no good, and they just pound that defense. 124 that night. They've been on fire on this road trip. Never mind just that game. 99 in Las Vegas, or 99 in Phoenix, 90 something in Las Vegas, 124 in LA. They're absolutely destroying people right now. And I think back, Skee, to a point that we talked about last week where I was saying money has been in on Atlanta quite a bit the last 3 weeks. And Atlanta's on a pretty good tear right now, to the point where they're tied with Indiana for that 4 seed, which is important. You get home floor if you get inside the top 4, at least for one round. So they're playing really good. LA not playing so good. I could go through all this stuff. Atlanta's number 1 in fast break points, number 2 in points off turnovers. LA, in that game, Atlanta had 35 points off turnovers in that 124 game. LA turned it over 24 more times on Saturday. But what's interesting to me beyond all of that is that the situation is almost identical here. For the Dream, before they played LA last game, I played that total because I thought they'd have a bounce back. The game before they played LA, they had a lousy offensive effort. They came back with it. They shot like 62%, 63% from the field, 65% from 3, something crazy. Saturday, they beat Phoenix. They scored 99, but they only shot 28% from 3. They were bad shooting threes. Feel like they might hit 16 of 26 again tonight against this team. For LA, they entered that game last week, having played Connecticut, playing lousy offensively in Connecticut. This game, they enter off of playing Connecticut and playing lousy offensively against Connecticut. I mean, it's almost the same exact matchup. Why would the result change? I don't know. If I were to play here, I'd have to play some form of over. And boy, Atlanta 10.5 just looks large, but I don't know. The way they're scoring right now, it's like we were saying about Indiana last week. They're starting to cover games solely because they can just get to 100, and they might get to 100 again here tonight.
Good stuff. We'll wrap it up on that note. put up the usual stuff that we do. We do have the 2-for-1, right? Vino and myself, 3-day all access. Every play that we make, only $69. If you don't, if you prefer only one of us, the same $69 will get you 6 days with whoever you choose. Vino, I'll pass it back to you. If there's anything else you'd like to promote, feel free. And if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, no worries.
Real quick, this is the first week of college football this week, guys. So if you want to get involved with the 6-for-3, I think that promotion ends August 31st, too. So at some point this week, if you're looking for college football, I'll be involved. So the 6-for-3 gets you quite a bit through those 6 days. There's no recommendation for clients at Skee. There's no plays out of my pocket yet, so I won't leave a best bet. But again, I will say the closest way I'm leaning right now is toward this Atlanta Sparks game over the total. I just don't see. I won this game last week really easily. They put up 222 points or whatever, 212, whatever it was. And I don't know how that changes here tonight. So that's my strongest opinion right now, but I won't leave a best bet just because we haven't given any out and we haven't played anything ourselves.
I'm in the same boat as Rob Veno. Haven't quite got to the window yet. I had 4 bets yesterday. Just haven't quite pushed the button yet today. So can't leave anything on the show. I don't like to just give you guys something, you're going to go put your hard-earned money on it. I don't even care. I don't have a cent on it. I just don't believe in doing that. Veno, always great to cap these games with you. Chat, we appreciate you all as well. Best of luck, everybody, on all of your action, and we will catch you all again tomorrow.